G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to World of Warships with Mags, and it has been a while, hasn't it? I actually went off Warships for quite some time, but have recently been getting back into it, and I decided rather than returning to the channel with one of my battles, as I am rather admittedly average, I'd start off with somebody that actually knows how to play well. This replay is provided by Taluien, or Tal for short. He's sailing out today in the German Tier 10 battleship Großer Kurfürst. Now, if you're not a player of World of Warships, but are Indian naval vessels, you may be asking yourself, well, what the hell is that? And it's a very good question. The Großer Kurfürst isn't a real ship. It's rather a creation of wargaming to fill the Tier 10 hole where no German battleship existed. It is, however, not fabricated entirely from scratch. The Kurfürst is based primarily on the German battleship H concept, penned out in 1941. Essentially, the design was intended to be a larger, more heavily armed and armoured version of the Bismarck, and it was put out in response to the battle damage and bombing damage sustained by the battleship Scharnhorst in the same year. The design, of course, never moved beyond the early concept stages, and most of the inspiration for wargaming's design has been drawn from Bismarck and her sister ship Tirpitz. Now, as a standard, the Kurfürst comes with 4 turrets, each carrying 3 406mm guns, but she also has the upgrade option to swap out the 406s for 420mm guns, offering greater damage and penetration per shell, but costing roughly 3 seconds in reload. And that's the option that Tal has gone with today. So, today's battle takes place on the map the Atlantic, and just in opening stages, destroyers have managed to detect the enemy fleet, and Tal's just taking a couple of swings at the Minotaur. 8,910 damage on for 6 hits at this point in time. The maximum range on Kurfürst guns is only 20.6 kilometers as standard. With the right upgrades you can get that up over 21. But that means at this point, really only the Minotaur and possibly the Henry are actually in gun range. The Missouri is likely just out of range at this point, which is why we're picking on the cruiser here. Now, the enemy team seems to have split between A and C at this point. C is currently in the process of being capped, A is well and truly secured, and Tal's making his way towards C to assist in the defense and hopefully recapture of that point. The team's actually spread really wide here at the moment, which generally isn't ideal. Now, there is a Seattle off to the left that's obscured by the islands, but it is at 11 kilometers, so it'll be well within gun range as soon as it clears. And we have the Republique, a French Tier 10 battleship presenting quite the nice broadside at this point. And cap defended, 18,000 damage, up to 20 now, return fire with HE. And Tal's taken a surprising couple of hits in here at the moment. He's down to only 70,000 health at this point. And the destroyer that was taking the cap has been detected. It's a Z52. Tal's got the secondary guns focused on the Z52 at this point, while he continues to engage the Republic. I know I'm probably getting the pronunciation for that wrong, but I'm not French. And the Z52 seems to have left a surprise in the water for Tal. He's very lucky to maneuver out of the way, but I don't think he's going to miss all of them. No, he's going to clip one in the stern. Ouch. Repair party's popped. Damage control is popped. Get the flooding under control. Start getting that health back. Down to 50% health. The Repub, however, is not looking a hell of a lot better, with 38,000 left, and a Russian cruiser, the Tier 9 premium cruiser Kronstadt, engaging as well, pushing into the circle, although I don't think that is probably such a wise idea at this point. C-Cap has been effectively lost at this point, and the Z52 is still in play, somewhere around C. Now, Tal, of course, is not playing alone here. He is sailing out with Sind, who's in the Tier 10 British battleship Conqueror. Now, Tal's just going to let off a sneaky shot at the Repub before he goes behind the island. He's trying to get a little bit of cover so he can get that health back up, and he's going looking for that Z52. Now, a battleship hunting down a destroyer may sound a little suicidal, but with the cruiser already in the sea cap, if the Z52 is over this side, which it does appear to be, torpedoes in the water, and there it is, it's going to be trapped at relatively close range with Tal's secondaries. And on top of that, the base detection range on the Z52 is around 7.7 kilometers, so providing Tal can get far enough out here, the Z52 is not going to be able to get past him without being lit up the entire time. And the Z52, of course, realizing it's in a bit of a ship position, has dropped smoke, but Kurfürst is equipped with upgraded hydroacoustic search, so tracking still continues, 5.7 kilometers out, still well within secondary range, and Tal's bringing the guns around for for the Hindenburg. Now at this point, Conqueror is already engaging Hindenburg. And we have a Montana that looks like it's steaming into the area as well. Hits across the nose, nothing major, only 63,000 damage on the clock at this point, and there's another set of the Z-52's torpedoes, and the Z-52 is down, so now Tal can bring the ship about and start heading into C-cap and applying pressure to that Hindenburg, and getting ready to deal with that Montana. And speaking of that Montana, isn't that just the juiciest broadside you have ever seen? And Tal says, thank you very much, I will take that Citadel and I will take your ship. 82,400 damage on the clock at this point. Now, just taking a little bit of time to look at the map, we have 3 ships that are definitely lit up down at the A cap. We've got 1 guaranteed and 1 probable up at the C cap, and the rest of the enemy team is gone, so we can only see 5 of the 9 ships they actually have in play. And it also seems that none of the ships down in A cap seem to be too enthusiastic about moving out and heading up towards B cap, despite the obvious push that's going on at C at the moment. Tal has noticed this, and he is keeping a close watch on the map at this point, just in case those missing enemy ships are heading in his direction. However, for the moment, his primary concern is Montana that's just cleared the island, so first volley downrange. 5 hits, 93,082 on the clock. And Conqueror is beginning to engage as well, and Montana is now within secondary range, so he's been locked up for secondary fire. And unfortunately, it looks like that arch is just going to troll Tal just a little bit here. He's not going to be able to get a shot off, so he's going to have to bring it around the island. Thankfully, Montana seems to have exactly the same idea at this point. And while we wait for him to come through, it's also worth taking a look at the map. It seems the enemy team has gotten sick and tired of hanging around at A, is starting to push out. We do have a cruiser in B at the moment that is currently in the process of trying to take it from us, and we do have another cruiser coming in to support C. Conqueror is having a swing at that at the moment, but he is trying to make his way up to Tal to make sure he's got a little bit of assistance. And as is pretty much tradition in all multiplayer online games, somebody just got blown up and is blaming the rest of the team. In this case, it looks like a cruiser that was destroyed down in H5, and he's blaming Sin's Conqueror in D7 moving into D8. Why? I have absolutely no idea, but hey, that's the way the game goes. Anyways, at this point, Tal's just running in a straight line. He's trying to stern tank this Montana as he waits for backup to come through, trying to preserve what health he's got left. Unfortunately, he is still running out of space. Running the ship in a straight line means he's been closing in on that border. Like it or not, one way or another, he will be turning in the next few moments. However, he has been putting steady damage on the Montana. She's down to 42,000 health and is slowly ticking away, while Tal has managed to keep his up at around 58, so he's still doing okay at this point. And another volley off. And the Montana's now down to 27,000 health. And judging by the way his health's bouncing around at this point in time, it looks like he has popped his repair module. And there's the border. Tal's just hit it, and we got a fire on deck. Down to 51, so he's still doing better in the damage exchange at this point. Secondaries are still ticking along nicely, and the fires are burning rather seriously on Montana. And at this point, Tal is starting to bring the battleship off of the map border. So as he's going to bring the nose around to the right-hand side, he's going to start bringing those 2 forward turrets into play as well, as he starts getting a little bit of space out of the trap that he's found himself in. 14,000 health left on the Montana. There goes the forward guns. Unfortunately, no big damage on that one. Secondaries are still working away, and the Montana is starting to rotate her guns through. She's realised she's in trouble from Conqueror. Unfortunately, no big damage from Tal with that volley, but it did take out the foremost turret on Montana, so now she's down on firepower as well. So just quickly checking the scores at the top of the screen, the ship counts are 6-7 enemy team's favour, so it's nice and close, but 724 points to 400, although that is starting to come back as Sind is now taking the C cap. Another volley away from Tal. And not as big as a hit as he might want, but brings the Montana down to just under 7,000 health. And she is slowly turning away, trying to put a little bit of an angle against Conqueror, and the shots coming in from her left-hand side, which is giving Tal very close to a perfect broadside on those rear turrets. And there's the reload. Next volley away. Unfortunately, just a little low on the damage roll there. Still only 300 health remaining on the Montana. Tal turns the ship back, knows the enemy fire's coming in. Takes another hit for 2,200. Second volley from the Montana. Another hit down to 31,000 health now. But as soon as this gun comes around and the reload is complete, that's all she wrote. Boom. Montana is out of play, but unfortunately in the time it's taken us to take down Montana, we've lost another ship, so it's now 5-6, still enemy team's advantage. We are dragging back the scores at this point in time. C-Cap is now secured. B-Cap, however, is currently under attack, although it is being defended. And Tal's picked up eyes on a broadside Des Moines. Volley away. Unfortunately, Tal only had time for one shot there. Our destroyer is about to move behind the island, so we're about to lose line of sight to the Des Moines, but we do have line of sight to the Henry, which is pushing into the cap circle as well. Now, the two enemy battleships that were approaching Tal at the bottom of the map have just disappeared, but it's not going to last for long. Our destroyer is still in the area, and there we go. He picks up the battleships again, and he picks up a new friend. There's the enemy's missing destroyer. And you can see the snaky turn there as he's trying to get out of visual range and probably drop some torpedoes in the process, and then boom. Team score's now back to 4-5, and the enemy have just lost their sneaky stealth torpedo boy. Tal engaging the Henry as it's passing through the cap circle at the moment, and Tal and his team really do need to get a bit of a wriggle on at this point. They have just lost B-Cap. They've got to get those two cruisers out of that cap and take it back as quickly as possible. The enemy team's within as good as 200 points of winning at this point, and with two caps up, it's not going to take them long to finish this round. And with that volley, we now actually know where the enemy's missing cruiser is. It's somewhere around I-7, just south of battleships. Another shot onto the Des Moines. Now, Sin's about to make a play on the cap circle, so getting rid of the Des Moines would be fantastic right about now. And Citadel. Goodbye, enemy Des Moines. Which leaves the enemy Henry alone on B-Cap with very low health, and Sin's Conqueror about to engage. Tal, in the meantime, is down to 45,000 health and is engaging the Yamato, which is actually doing somewhat worse. Although, that enemy cruiser is really peppering the shit out of Tal at this point. However, Tal isn't alone down there. He does still have the destroyer floating around. That is sending up a volley of torpedoes. That Yamato is about to have a very bad day, and here comes a string of torpedoes, likely from the enemy cruiser. They all fall short. Torpedo impacts on Yamato. 1,300 health remaining. Will another torpedo hit? No, but Tal's secondaries finish off the job. So, Yamato is now out of play. It's just the enemy Kurfürst that is remaining, and, well, this is a problem. Tal's got a burning deck, no repairs left, and he's down to 25,000 health. The Kurfürst is on full health. There's no way he should be able to win this fight, and with all the torpedoes just fired off, I doubt the destroyer has too much to give in assistance at this point. And Tal's keeping that bow right on target, and I don't think you need to be a genius to see exactly where this is going to go. 182,000 damage on the clock at this point. Secondary still firing away. 14,000 health remaining, 2 fires, 13,000. Another hit, 12,000, 11,000, 10,000 health, and there's the ram. 268,000 damage and still ticking away as the fires are burning away on the deck and whatever other potential damage, and there we go. Enemy ship destroyed. And best of all, just seconds before the ram, the enemy cruiser was taken out, so that was the final kill of the match and victory for Tal's team. Awards for the match are Close Quarters Expert, High Caliber, It's Just a Flesh Wound for killing a ship after death, and of course Kraken Unleashed for 5+ kills in a single battle. 273,703 damage done and 9,987 XP earned, with a cool 614,937 credits to round out the rewards. And all of that in what was a very tier 10 match. Anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the replay, and thank you very much for watching. Massive shout out to Taluien on the EU server for shooting this through to me, and until next time everyone, remember to click that like button and subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to see more, and until next time, take care.